It was alright. I am one of the oldest FNAF fans. My interest has started a couple of days before the third game was released. I fell in love with this series because, well, I was a kid. A 10-year-old boy, to be specific. So imagine my excitement when, way back in April 2015, Scott Cawthon announced a movie based on these games. So I waited for this movie for over 8 years. And finally, after several pushbacks, on this day when I'm writing this script, it has been released. And it was what I expected it to be. A horror movie for kids. Because let's be honest, Five Nights at Freddy's has always been a horror game franchise for kids. That's why I became a fan of it when I was 10. And when it has been even more clear that FNAF is aiming for a younger fan base, I knew that the movie wouldn't be very scary. So I went to watch this movie with a couple of friends of mine, knowing what to expect, and I was satisfied with it. The next part of this video has spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie yet, skip to this moment to avoid them, unless you like spoilers. Josh Hutcherson as Michael Schmidt was really good. He really makes good impression of a depressed man, hardly ever showing emotions like happiness, anger or sadness. Well, most of the time he shows fear and pain, as he gets chased and stabbed by Foxy most of the time. Or he just sleeps. By the end of the movie, he is a really happy man, seeing his sister getting better and achieving his goal of finding out who killed his brother. But this gives him a really good lesson to just let go of the past. Piper Rubio, a kid actress, did a really good job too. She showed that Abby was also depressed. She also didn't show much of the emotion, just talking to her imaginary friends and drawing pictures. Now, I have a cousin who was also depressed a few years ago, and Abby reminded me of her. My cousin is alright now, if you ask. Elizabeth Lail may be my favorite actress in this movie. No, not because I think she's beautiful. Well, I mean, I do think that she is, but that's not the reason. She has shown depression, the best out of all three. Around someone, Vanessa is bright, sunny and polite. But when she's alone, a blast from her past makes her almost cry. And when she's tired of hiding her issues, she bursts out on the others. Her depression holds her back from confronting her father. I can relate to Vanessa because I sometimes acted like this myself. However, she beats her fear and shoots his father. She tried to put away her fears and not think about them, but eventually she had to face them. Speaking of Vanessa's father, Matthew Lillard was perfect as William Steve Raglan. Let's be honest, we all knew who Matthew was going to play since January this year. The plot twist was really like in Scooby-Doo. Ironic, isn't it? Wait, what was I talking about? Ah, yes. Matthew makes a really good psychopath impression. During his call to Mike, William acts really sus, especially when he says that the owner of Freddy's was too sentimental to close it. He laughs as he beats Michael like a maniac. However, even he has feelings. And after he stabs his own daughter, you can see a regret on his face. For like 3 seconds, and after that he goes for Abby. But the moment that truly shows that William Afton is a maniac is the spring lock scene. Remember all those fan-made Williams deaths where he screams as the suit crushes him? In the movie he doesn't scream, nor he shows much of the pain. In fact, he smiles and laughs as he says that he always comes back. Mary Stuart Masterson did a good as a dumbass aunt. who acts like she is the victim. The 5 kids also were alright. Although I think Grant Feely did a very good job as Golden Freddy's kid. I think that's neat that ghosts not only haunt the animatronics, but the whole pizzeria. Also in the movie, Golden Freddy was the only one seen leaving the pizzeria, so I guess that makes him different from the rest, and the most dangerous. Although that's debatable, Cupcake was a fucking menace. Speaking of the animatronics, let's talk about their... I like them, but not entirely. When the first teaser was released, people took a dislike to the red eyes animatronics had. I didn't mind the red eyes then, and I didn't mind them in the movie. What actually bothered me were their eyelids. When animatronics are not functioning, they give me chills, but when they're on, their eyelids start to move, making them more expressive, which makes them look silly more so than scary. I genuinely laughed whenever they looked angry. Aside from the eyelids, I think that Freddy and the gang looked fantastic. You could see fur on them, and they looked so big. Almost every animatronic had their moments, especially Foxy, who was fan favorite in the early years of FNAF. Really hitting the nostalgia here. I like that whenever he was coming, it was alerting others that he will start running towards them. And I like that, just like in the first game, his endoskeleton legs were exposed. Chica could control her cupcake? I think? I don't know, I sometimes thought that Cupcake had a mind of its own. The only game that had Cupcake attacking us was FNAF 4. I was shocked that Scott decided to make Cupcake from FNAF 1 a killing machine, and it was the one who caused Springlax to lose, killing William. Wow. As the face of the franchise, Freddy didn't do much, and it was a bit disappointing. Same goes for Bunny, whose most memorable moment was that he fell.
Man, I'm dead.
Luckily, their yellow variants got well-deserved treatment. Golden Freddy and Spring Bunny had broken parts, which gave the idea that they were older than the rest. As I said, I like that Golden Freddy can leave the pizzeria because that shows he's the most powerful out of all the spirits. And the most dangerous one, except for Cupcake. He always lurks in the shadows, observing, staying out from the action. Spring Bunny's white eyes were giving me creeps. They were really similar to Springtrap's eyes from FNAF 3. I like that William's voice changes whenever he puts the mask on. The scene where animatronics kill Max and her friends is a thing what I would like to see for the rest of the movie. But honestly, after a couple of times it would get boring, so I'm glad that this was a one-time thing. Although the animatronics were made to entertain the children, they were f***ing dangerous when the ghosts hunt them. Especially Cupcake, who massacred Carl's face. And holy shit, if Freddy could bite Max in half, then no wonder one of those fuckers could bite off the frontal lobe in Games universe. Wait, was that a hint that Freddy was the animatronic behind the...
Bite of 87?
Every Michael's dream scene was really good, in my opinion. Camera pointing on random details like cola spilling. As if Mike already knows this moment so well, he remembers every single detail. In the last dream, where his brother and parents, well, not really, trying to convince him to let go Abby to animatronics, I felt uneasy. Imagine your parents convincing you to just let your sister die or something. The scene where Mike tried to protect Abby from Freddy and the pack was funny because while Abby was explaining who Mike is and who her friends are, Freddy looked like he really wanted to beat the shit out of Mike. The final fight between William and animatronics was good. It felt really tense when Mike had to hide from the animatronics and when Chica was taking Abby to the safe room. And also when Vanessa finally confronted her father. Springlax scene was my favorite moment in the movie. It's funny how the fucking Cupcake causes the springs to loose. What I like about this scene is how different it is compared to FNAF 3. In FNAF 3, it seems that all of the springs come loose at once and the suit crushes William instantly. In the movie, however, they fail one by one, which causes William's death slower and, in my opinion, much more painful. After the infamous
I always come.
almost all the audience started clapping and yelling. Except me and my friends. I started awkwardly clapping saying good show. It didn't really hit us. One of my friends thought that it would be better if William put the mask back on, looked on the floor and then say the thing. And I agreed with him. After that, the animatronics dragged him towards the safe room and it looked so good, a clear reference to William's death from the book series. And the last scene from the movie makes it even better when we see William still being alive. I think he goes through more pain than he does in games. It was really good, especially the opening theme. I really liked the theme that played when William appeared in Spring Bunny suit and fought Mike. And the theme when William was dragged by animatronics. It was similar to the opening one. A little figure of Balloon Boy has appeared throughout the movie, giving the characters a little scare. A little thing constantly scaring you is something annoying, just like Balloon Boy in all of the games. The animatronic in which Chica wanted to put Abby in really looked like Circus Baby to me, but I read some comments saying that it was similar to the animatronic from the books, which is also a nice reference. Now, do you remember that fan-made animatronic Sparky? That somebody would appear sometimes in the first game? Well, in the safe room, there was his suit. Out of all the references, Scott decided to give us an urban legend from like 2014? Damn. There's also a little reference to the first Scream movie where Matthew Lillard played. And lastly, the best reference in my opinion was the choice for the credits music. No remix of the movie soundtrack, no new songs, just the classic FNAF 1 song made by the Living Tombstone. As I was getting ready to leave the hall, I was singing the chorus. And yes, I stayed for the credits to finish and I got to hear a hint. Come find me. Was that Garrett calling Mike to find him? I think MatPat will have to explain that in another 20 minutes video. Oh, and yeah, MatPat and Cory cameos were nice. It wasn't a really scary movie. Honestly, the only parts that got me were Foxy's ghost with black eyes, Freddy killing Max, and the last scene with William still slowly dying. The rest of the jumpscares were either from the trailers or were too predictable. I was sometimes laughing at them. The infamous scene where animatronics build a fort from tables for Abby. Oh my god. When I've seen that scene, I said to my friend, was I waiting 8 years to see Freddy, Bunny, Chica and Foxy build a f***ing house from tables? I mean, this is a type of scene that you would see in a Gmod or SFM animation from like 2015. I thought that the whole movie would be like this from now on, but luckily it wasn't. The worst part of the movie was when animatronics turned against William. Now hear me out, I like that they turn against him, but I don't like the reason. For the whole movie they were like servants to him, doing what they were told. But they decide to kill him in the end because Abby switches a drawing where Spring Bunny holds hands with the kids for her drawing that shows Spring Bunny killing them. Wow, that sucked. It seems like they listened to their killer because they thought he was their friend, I guess? And I don't like this idea. Here's how I would do it. Let's go back to that dream where the children's ghosts tell Mike that they want Abby to be one of them. After his quote-unquote parents try to convince him their son to give Abby away, Mike asks why, and they reply because he wants it to be like that. Mike asks why they are listening to him, and they reply that they're too afraid of him, they can't do anything. Michael tells them to stand up for themselves. The rest of the scene would play the same. Mike gets hurt, Vanessa finds him. Yeah. Now let's go to the scene where Vanessa shoots William. All of the animatronics are awake and see it. After William stabs Vanessa, he goes for Abby, but as he was going to grab her, the light shuts down. And when it turns back up, in front of William appears Golden Freddy, who in the original movie was absent in this scene. I said that I like that Golden Freddy lurks in the shadows, but this should be the right moment to reveal himself. Golden Freddy pushes back William and he disappears. All of the animatronics circle William and the rest plays the same. I don't know if this would make this scene better, but I don't think it was random like originally. I also have one thing that kind of bothers me, is that every night Mike just falls asleep and sleeps through the whole night. And either he gets hurt or Abby goes somewhere or nothing really happens. Which kind of sucks, because I was really hoping to see at least one night where Mike just tries to survive from the animatronics attacks. And when the 6 AM hits, they all go back to the stage. I also have two nitpicks. On his t-shirt, Carl has Midnight Motorist minigame from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Simulator. Why? That reference was so random. The second nitpick is It's Me reference. In FNAF 1, It's Me is an easter egg that shows before Golden Freddy appears. But in the movie, it teases what? I'd like to also acknowledge the Polish title. 5 koszmarnych nocy. 5 nightmarish nights. Good job, Polish dubbers. The only thing I need is an opinion from the person who doesn't know anything about FNAF. This movie was made for fans, just like the Mario movie, and I'm curious if other people will like it. For me, it was a really nice movie. Like, it wasn't anything epic, it wasn't great, but I really liked it. And any FNAF fan should go see this movie in the cinema. I'm giving this movie, I don't know, 7 out of 10? Yeah, I think that's alright. As I'm recording this right now, FNAF movie has 25% score from the critics and 89% from audience. And this is just like the Mario movie, because those fans of the series like the movie better than the people who shit on movies. In the cinema hall there were a lot of cosplayers. After the movie finished, I managed to catch up with a girl cosplaying the puppet and we took a picture together. And besides cosplayers, there were a lot of people overall. Parents with kids or grown-ups like me and my friends. This just shows how much fans love this franchise. If you are a hardcore Five Nights at Freddy's fan, go watch this movie now. If you just like the series, then I think you might like this movie. If you don't know much about FNAF, if you have nothing to do and you have like lots of free time, then yeah, you might as well go watch it. Maybe you'll have fun, maybe not. And that's it from me. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, because this was the first time I record something like this. This is the first time you hear my real voice, not me voice acting some characters that tell you to kill yourself or something else. I don't know if I'll make more these kinds of videos, because I don't really have idea what could I make a review on. Maybe on the sequel to the FNAF movie, maybe on Team Fortress 2 Netflix series or something. If you have suggestions what should I do on my next review, then leave a comment. And yeah, that's all from me. I finally have watched this movie. I can die in peace. See ya later.